Good grief. Why do they never go in for me?
Hi everybody, back again with another one of my semi-regular videos. I know I promised to keep these more regular, but well, you know, things happen and things kind of go awry, but there you go. So today I am going to talk about a load of CDs, yes. Now, in this year's vinyl tag, there was a question about name an album that was turning 20 in 2020. And I can't even remember what I named now. Can't remember for the life of me. But that got me to thinking, what actual albums were released in the year 2000? And what did I think of them now? Now, it led me to go through my CD collection, and I found more than I thought I had. So going back to the year 2000, it seemed, well, for me, I seem to remember year 2000, well, that time, being a bit of a doldrum musically. We'd got past Britpop. Everything seemed to be pop. Pop was in the supremacy. I wasn't into it. I mean, I've gone back and listened to bits and pieces now, and I do like some of it, but yeah, I wasn't into it. And then we're sort of in the thrall of loads of post-Radiohead bands, like Travis were really popular, who I couldn't stand. Coldplay were overplayed. Well, I did like them at the time, but it's just overplayed, and I've just got less and less enamoured of their music over time. But I've gone back, dug out a load of albums, all on CD, because I was living in Japan at the time, so just about everything I bought was on CD. No, everything I bought was on CD. And some of these I haven't listened for quite a while. So I'm going to whiz through them. I'm going to try and get through as many as I can. I'm not going to waffle on, well, try not to waffle on about any particular albums. Well, here we go. So the first one is Howdy by Teenage Fan Club. This is probably the Teenage Fan Club I know the least. I like the song, I like the single I Need Direction, and it's more of their gorgeous, like, power poppy sort of acousticy, kind of harmonised gorgeousness. I actually saw them. It's the only time I saw them was when they toured this. I saw them at a festival in Japan. And it was the only time I saw them, but I was so happy that I finally got to see them. So there's one. This one I completely forgotten about, and I was blown away by how good it was. So the Verve broke up in, when was it? 98? Did they break up? I think it was 98. And then Richard Ashcroft came back with this album, Alone with Everybody. And there is some fantastic songs on here. I completely forgot how much I actually liked his solo stuff. Up until about, I don't know, 2008, 2009, I really liked his stuff. Saw him a couple of times, he was brilliant. Did a brilliant track with Uncle. This is a fantastic album. Song for the Lovers, Brave New World, New York, Money the Burn, Come On People, We're Making It Now. I absolutely loved listening to this again. These are all in random order, by the way. There's nothing in where I'm showing them. One of my favourite bands of the 90s, it seemed, year 2000 seemed to be where I turned off some bands, and this was one of them. So this is Suicide Pact, You First by Therapy. I absolutely love Therapy, but by this point, I don't know, they just seem to have lost it a lot, and this is where I lost contact with them for the longest time. I've never really got back into them. I know they're still around. And this is alright, but it's just not the same. I don't know, it never was the same again. It's alright. It's alright. This one is, I was so pleased to dig this out again. So this is No Doubt, Return of Saturn. Trying to not get the glare on. So this is, I can't remember what number album this is, third album or something, maybe? This is a breakup album, and it's a great pop rock breakup album. So she was in a relationship, I think, with Gavin Rossdale from Bush, and it was on again, off again sort of relationship. And during one of the splits, or maybe the end split, no doubt recorded this, and it's a pop rock album. It's just a brilliant album. Things like Ex-Girlfriend, Simple Kind of Life. Really good stuff. Absolutely loved listening to that again. Best album of the year, apart from Kid A, which I'm not showing because that is the only one I've got on vinyl, and I'm not showing records in this one. But up there, almost up there, is this one. This is fantastic. This is a perfect circle, Med and On. And so this is an album by Maynard from Tool. It was a side project. And this is just brilliant. The songs are succinct. The riffing's great. Some of the things like Judith, Magdalena, absolutely brilliant stuff. I play this regularly. This is one of my favourite albums of all time, I think. Never really got Tool. I don't know, maybe they were, I don't know. But this is just perfect. This is a fantastic album. Thoroughly recommend this one. One of the biggest songs from the year 2000 was Bohemian Like Me by Dandy Warhols, and they released their third album, which is 13 Tales from Urban Bohemia. Apart from Bohemian Like You and Get Off, which were the two lead singles, I found this a bit meh, to be honest now. Much better is their second album, which was Dandy Warhol's Come Down, which has got Every Day Should Be a Holiday, Not If You Were the Last Junkie on Earth on it, and Get Boys Better. That is a groove record. This, I don't know, it's kind of a bit ordinary, to be honest, apart from the singles. Bohemian Like You is a fantastic song. There seemed to be a lot of albums that were quite angry in released in 2000. I think it's something to do with the millennium, but I'll do these three together. So the first one we've got, which is a great would it be post-hardcore? Not sure, but it's many more mellow moments on this album than I remember. So this is At the Drive-In, Relationship with Command. There's some stonking stuff on here. There's also some quite reflective bits. Real album of extremes. I remember I heard One Armed Scissor first. That was a brilliant single. But I do like this album a lot. I mean, after they broke up, of course, a couple of guys formed Mars Volta. But this is great stuff. Saw them again. Same festival I saw Teenage Fan Club at, actually. They were fantastic live. Absolutely fantastic. Also, I've got an album by this lot, Asian Dub Foundation. Mixing up, again, very angry lyrics, quite political. Very judgmental on the powers that be. Mixing up Asian music with kind of punk and dance. Seemed to be a kind of eclecticism about a lot of albums in the year 2000. But this is a great record, absolutely fabulous stuff. Really good. Never got any of their other stuff, which is probably a shame because this is great. And then also I got, where is it? Here it is. This is an angry album. So this is Primal Scream's Exterminator. This is the Japanese version. There is absolute loathing for the powers that be, and it is such a dark album. There is barely any hope at all on this. From Swastika Rise, Kill All Hippies, Exterminator, Accelerator, some absolutely fantastic music. So on this album, Manny from the Stone Roses joined on bass for this album, and also Kevin Shields had a big hand in in a few of these tracks. So the MBV orchestra mix of If They Move Kill 'Em from the previous album, which is a sublime piece of music, and also Shoot Speed Kill Light is Krautrock in Excelsius. Absolutely fantastic album. Right, what else we got? Elastica came back in the year 2000, 5 years after their almost perfect debut. This is a bit all over the place, to be honest. There's some great stuff. It's got all kinds of people on it. Mark E. Smith's on it. They do a cover of how he wrote Elastic Man, changed to how he wrote Elastica Man. There's a cover of Da 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 by Trio. There's some more atmospheric tracks. It just seems a bit of a hodgepodge, this album now when I listen to it again. Yeah, not a patch on the debut. The debut is perfect, but this is a good listen. But it is a bit. They've lost some members, gained some members, and it was kind of not the same, which is a shame. Really wish they'd sorted themselves out, but there was drug problems and all kinds of stuff going on, I think. What else we got? Oh, rock record of the year. Do I like this? No, I don't like it as much as Medanoms, but this is a brilliant record. Brilliant album. So this is Rated R by Queens of the Stone Age, their second album. Some fantastic stuff on here. Feel Good Hit of the Summer, Lost Heart Keeping a Secret. So this is desert rock. The very definition of desert rock. Stoner. Absolutely fantastic. Rose out of the ashes of Caius. And they've gone on, they're still going, they're going on, I think they'll keep going forever, to be honest. Releasing some fantastic music, but this is great. Produced by Chris Goss and Josh On. Chris Goss was the guy who was in Masters Reality, which is one of the great unsung albums of the 90s, I think. Great album. Right, what else do I get? So there was a first stirrings in 99, 2000 of what was going to be known as post-punk, New Garage Revolution, or the post-punk revival, where there were loads of bands that kind of took inspiration from punk, maybe Nuggets punk or like 70s punk, and a couple of the earliest bands were one of them was this. So this is Distill by the White Stripes. I remember listening to this online and thinking, wow, this is fantastic. So this is basically, it's a blues record, but shot through with garage punk, I think bits of Led Zeppelin. Absolutely brilliant. Remember listening to tracks off this and thinking, wow, we've got something that I can be excited about. And it is a fantastic record. Hello Operator, some really quite lovely bits like Apple Blossom, pretty good looking as a stonker, The Seven Can Is Mine. Absolutely great stuff, really brilliant. But possibly I prefer this one even more. So this is the debut album. Is it a debut album? I think it's a debut from the Hives, Swedish punkers. You know, we'll know the Hives. So this is Veni Vidi Vicious. So their first album, released in Sweden first, and then released on Epitaph, or reissued on Epitaph. Managed to grab a copy. This is just righteous all the way through. It's got Hate to Say I Told You So, which is one of the most perfect songs I've ever heard, I think. Absolutely fantastic. But this is brilliant from start to finish. I think it only lasts about half an hour. But the Hives introduce a metric system in time, supply and demand. The Hives declare guerre nucléaire. brilliant from start to finish, and it's just pounds all the way through. There's no let up on this. It's fantastic. Main Offender, oh, riff after riff after riff with shouty vocals. It's brilliant. What else do we get? This is a lovely album. So this is kind of more of a comeback from Sinead OConnor. I think this is after a lot of the controversy. She went through a period of like ripping up the Pope's picture and all kinds of stuff, and I think this came after that. This is a great album. There's some brilliant beats on here and some fantastic mixes. Really lovely female album. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Right, what we got left? Final album from Manson came out in 2000. For me, this was a right step down from their album 6, which was possibly the album that made me most go, what? On first listen. I absolutely came to love that album. It was an incredible album. This is more of a straight ahead album. There's some really good songs on here. I mean, I love what's his name? Paul Draper. I think he wrote some absolutely brilliant stuff. But for me, this was a definite come down. Again, I saw this lot at the same festival as the fan club and at the drive-in. That was quite a good festival, actually. I think it was. I only went for one day, and they had like them. Blue Tones played it as well. Somebody else played it that I really like. I can't remember off the top of my head. What else? Stonking album from the Warboys. This is a rock in the weary land. I followed the Warboys career for ages. They've released some fantastic albums. I played a Pagan Place the other day. Still stands up as a fantastic album. And this is good. It's much more heavy. It's quite a lot of guitar, quite heavy guitar for the Warboys anyway. On here, so that's a good one. What else do we get? Sasebo, Black Market Music. I like this, but not as much as their first album, or their second one actually. I think this is their third, isn't it? Might be. It's okay, but I'm not particularly. Never really got into that one. I don't know why. Anyway, gorgeous album next. So this is a Kingsbury Manx. So this was. This is kind of. It's kind of album of two halves. The first half, I would say, like the Velvet Underground gone country. Lots and lots of drones. Lots and lots of. Kind of a laid back Velvet Underground gone country. Second half is a little bit more straight ahead, more country, but it is an absolutely gorgeous album. Absolutely fantastic record. Yeah. And do that one next. So the penultimate album I got is the Jayhawks and Smile. This is when the Jayhawks changed their sound quite considerably. They became a way more poppy proposition. Still good, but it's not anything like the stuff that had gone before. Some of it even sounds like ELO to me now, listening to it again. But it's a decent enough album. And finally, I know I slated pop and right at the beginning of this video, but I thought I'd end on a pop album, and this is Kylie's Light Years. This is a stonking great disco record. This is when she made a comeback. She'd gone out of the limelight for a bit, kind of done the indie Kylie bit when she got released by PWL, or she left PWL. There are some fantastic songs on here. Spinning Around's on here. There's some. This is just such a disco album. Disco Down, Your Disco Needs You. Kids is on here, despite the presence of that effing great oaf, Robbie. but it's still a fantastic song. Kids. Light Years is another brilliant sort of disco filtered through Giorgio Moroder. Fantastic stuff all the way through. Absolutely love listening to this again. And this is a bonus one. One with a bonus disc where you get a load of mixes. To be honest, I couldn't tell you if the mixes are any good because I don't think I've heard it that often. But stonking great pop record just to finish off. So there you go. 20 albums, turning 20 in 2020. Well, I hope you've enjoyed some of that. Maybe you've found some of these out for the first time. If you have, then I'll go listen to some of them. There's some great music there. There's some that's a bit meh, but that was the year 2000. I've got plenty of other albums, so if I do listen to some more of them later in the year, I might do a second volume of this. You have been warned. Right, so thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!